Hey, this is Ari, and in this video, I want to share a little clip from a recent podcast I did with my good buddy, Ben Pakulski, who is a former champion bodybuilder and a giant of a man. He was actually down here in Costa Rica recently, staying in my guest house, and I had the pleasure of getting to know him, doing many walks together, spending a lot of time together. And he's just a wonderful, brilliant human being with so much wisdom to share on so many topics, particularly, of course, optimizing body composition, muscle gain, fat loss. But also, he's a very deep thinker and philosopher and has a lot of wisdom to share about life more broadly, and particularly around the value of self-discipline, which he has just mastered to a degree that probably is actually not probably, certainly is beyond pretty much anybody else I've ever met in my life. So wonderful podcast. Check out this clip, and also make sure to listen to the full length podcast down below. You can find the link for that in the description below this video. Enjoy.
Any human being who's willing to take something to the level that no one's ever done before is really, really fascinating to me. And that's really kind of the precipice of my podcast, is like, how do you decode excellence and then give people the lessons along the way that they can apply to their, journey, whatever that looks like for them. I think that there's so many intangibles that come along with the physical. And so people often see, oh, you're training to build your body. That's wonderful. But what they don't see, and the way I look at it, and this is really interesting, life is easy, right? In general, life is very easy. And the way people progress, the way we kind of separate ourselves from the pack, is with intentionally curated challenges and obstacles, and sometimes densely curated obstacles and challenges. So that's what I envision muscle building to be, right? Whether muscle building or fat loss or opening a new business or starting a podcast, to include going to college or university, right? It's like you have these really densely condensed periods of really, really challenging things that force you, without question, to expand your capabilities. And so many people drift through life, and they arrive at some age and they're like, gosh, I don't feel like I've accomplished the things I want. So therefore I feel inadequate, or I have fear, or I don't want to start something new because it's going to be too hard. But anytime you can intentionally curate challenges and obstacles, specifically in a really controlled way, where you're not going to hurt yourself, right? Like going to the military would be a really good way to curate really hard challenges. However, there could be negative side effects. There could be really, really potentially, devastating side effects. Great opportunities, but also potentially devastating side effects. So, and something like fitness or muscle building or CrossFit or whatever it happens to be, where you can densely populate these obstacles and intentionally curate challenges that allow you to overcome your own inadequacies, whether it be fear or discipline or whatever. And you can intentionally go, oh, I'm not very good at this, so let's consciously and mindfully step into that every single day. Eventually it's no longer a deficit, it's now a strength. And so I think fitness is the greatest opportunity to intentionally curate obstacles, right? When you view obstacles as opportunities for growth, you start to intentionally seek them out, and you go, I'm really not so good at this. I'm going to go after that, right? And that's the way I approach anyone's physique transformation. Is it's like, yeah, most people want to do the things they're good at. I'm looking for the things you're really bad at, and how do we move the needle on that as well, right? And that in general is like, I think the greatest approach to life is like, look at your blind spots, and then make them better. And all of a sudden you become a more complete human being. And that could be physical, and that could also be intellectual.
Hey, this is Ari. I hope you enjoyed this video. And one more thing before you go. Actually, two more things. One is, if you enjoyed this particular little clip, the link to the full-length podcast is in the description down below. So make sure to check that out. Also, one more thing. Let me ask you a question. What if I could show you how to double your energy levels and dramatically improve your brain function, reducing your anxiety and depression to a degree on par with antidepressant drugs, but without the side effects? Sound pretty interesting? Well, there are, in fact, numerous compounds that can do this, that have been shown to do this. And I'll take you through just a few of these very briefly. One of them is rhodiola rosea. And this has been shown in studies, rhodiola rosea extract in people with stress-related fatigue and exhaustion, to cut their levels of fatigue and brain fog in half in less than a month. Just this one compound. There's another compound in my formula Energenesis called NT factor phospholipids that's been shown to help repair mitochondrial membranes and mitochondrial health to the level of healthy 29-year-olds, taking people with deteriorated mitochondria who are over the age of 65, restoring it to the level of healthy 29-year-olds. And that has been shown in numerous studies in various types of chronic fatigue, aging-associated chronic fatigue, obesity-related chronic fatigue syndrome, to increase energy levels by 30 to 45% in the span of 4 to 12 weeks, depending on the specific study. So dramatic improvements in a very, very short period of time. Two more compounds that are amazing, I highly recommend, that are in my formula Ultra Brain, along with Rhodiola rosea. Saffron extract. This has been shown to increase levels of, improve your mood, I should say, and decrease levels of depression on par with fluoxetine, which is Prozac. And not only that, but with fewer side effects. It's much safer and much less likely to cause negative effects than antidepressant drugs are. Acetyl L-carnitine is another compound that's been shown to dramatically improve brain health in older adults. It also improves energy levels in older adults with chronic fatigue by between 40 to 50% in just the span of 2 to 4 months. And the last thing I'll mention here is acetyl L-carnitine has also been compared to antidepressant drugs and been shown, like saffron, to be as effective as antidepressant drugs in combating depression, but without the harmful side effects that so often occur with the drugs. So this is just a small sampling of the over 35 compounds that are in my formulas Energenesis and Ultra Brain that are all proven to dramatically improve energy levels, mitochondrial health, and brain health, and much, much more. And I highly recommend that you go check these out. If you're struggling with depression or anxiety or brain fog, if you're struggling with stress-related exhaustion and burnout, if you're struggling with chronic fatigue, go check out these formulas, give them a shot. I promise you are going to be blown away by the results. And like I said, the science has already proven that these things work. So you don't have to just take my word for it. There's lots of research to support that, and I'll even link to some of that research down below so you can verify everything that I just said for yourself. So the links to those studies will be in the description for this video down below. So check them out. Check out the formulas on theenergyblueprint.com. Again, Energenesis is the mitochondrial formula, and Ultra Brain is our brain formula. Check them out, try them out, and I think you're going to be blown away by the results. Thanks so much, and I'll